Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm going to leave my glasses on because I can't see a thing without it. Excuse my croaky voice and excuse the fact that it's just me. My guest today, unfortunately, had a bereavement and she wasn't able to join me. And so I was going to cancel, and I thought, well, I haven't done one of these this would have been my third week. Oh my goodness. So I had to do this. And I've got something quite incredible to share with you. So apologies, and happy Valentine's Day. I feel a bit funny actually because I did a live today, and so it's almost like you're getting two helpings of me, for which I apologize if you don't want two helpings of me, but then you must want two helpings of me because you're here. So hello, and thank you for being here. Happy Valentine's Day. Helen here, aka Be Deliciously Abundant, and this is my Be Deliciously Abundant with Helen Lingard series. I interview amazing law of attraction people. I say law of attraction people who have learned how to work with law of attraction. I should rephrase that. How to work in a positive way with law of attraction, because the law of attraction is always working. Whatever you think about, whatever you focus on, you bring about, and that can be good and bad. So I interview people, and I've got the Italian look going, haven't I? Use my hands. Maybe I'll put my hands somewhere else. And I tend to interview people like one of my first guests was Rui from Portugal, who blew me away. I interviewed Rui because he's a huge giver, and I cannot help but believe, as Zig Ziglar says, when you help enough people get what you want, when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. And excuse my voice, I'm going to be a bit cold. I've recently returned from the other side of the world where it's hot, and I've come to the UK where it's cold, so my voice is going. So I interviewed Rui because he gives so much. I just love Rui. He's just amazing. And he shared an amazing law of attraction story. So go to the replay and look up for Rui and watch his story. It's not short, but it's an amazing story. I interviewed Catherine Behan, who featured in Pam Grout's book, Thank and Grow Rich. Not Think and Grow Rich, Thank and Grow Rich, a lot of gratitude. And Catherine shared some amazing stories. I interviewed Robert G. Smith. He's the last person I interviewed. Oh my goodness me. Fast to EFT, which is just incredible. Do not take that lightly. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I have an amazing guest next week. I won't share with you who that is. And this week, I was supposed to interview the wonderful Teresa Skelly. As I say, she had a bereavement. So I wanted to share with you something that happened to me. Over the last 7 weeks, I put my faith in the universe, aka God, whatever you believe. I put my faith in the universe. I wanted to go to New Zealand. I'm staying in the UK. I'm a bit of a rolling stone, gather no moss, but at the moment I'm staying in the UK with my mother, and my children are in New Zealand. And I put it out there that I wanted to go back to New Zealand to see my children. I spent some of the summer, and catch up with friends, etc. And lo and behold, I manifested everything I needed. And so I booked to go. I only had 2 weeks planned. I had 7 weeks in New Zealand and 1 week in Melbourne. So I'd organised to stay with some friends for 2 weeks, and that's all I'd organised. And I put it out there. I wanted dog sits, house sits, you name it. I wanted some sort of sits. And it works out incredibly well. I mean, it was scary at times. I was right at my comfort zone, and many people have said to me, I admire you for doing it. I'm not sure whether it's to be admired or crazy, but it worked out amazingly well. As I said, I stayed with friends. I had a house and dog sit over Christmas and New Year, which was just amazing. I had, at one stage, I was going to go with a third friend the third week. And then that friend had other things come up, and so she couldn't host me. So I put it out there on the Brits in New Zealand Facebook page, and a lovely lady, Penny, offered their woofers, which is workers on organic farms, offered me to stay there for I think I stayed for 4 days, and it was just beautiful. And the whole time I felt so supported. It was quite incredible. My last I've got a wonderful friend in Wellington who said to me, I stayed with her most of the time in between other places. And she said to me, I was going to stay with her, but her partner would come down at certain weekends. So she said to me, oh, well, you can stay here. However, he's coming down this weekend. And on my last, probably my last time before I left Wellington, it was quite incredible how it worked out. I had found a house sit, but I needed a car. So my instinct, my gut, always go with your gut, always go with your gut, told me to contact this friend of mine who I know had 2 cars. They're a 2-car household. So I contacted her, excuse my voice, and I said, can I borrow your car? And she said, well, actually, we're away this weekend, so you can have the house if you like. And it was so fortuitous, the universe went back, because when I went back to the house sit that I'd said, townhouse sit, I just need to sort out a car. By the time I'd sorted out a car, they'd found someone else. So I ended up staying with my friends with the car, and it was just amazing. It was like, thank you. And I didn't stop saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. The universe, God, whoever it is, it was just incredible. Now, all along the time I was traveling in New Zealand, or well, not traveling, staying in Wellington, I knew people. So I knew that at the end of the day, there'd be something. So it was kind of with intrepid anticipation. I was kind of, okay, well, and I kept telling myself this, and I want you to say it too, everything always works out for me. The universe has my back. Just keep saying that, make it your mantra. The universe has my back. Everything always works out for me, because it does. When you believe, when you have faith, you're supported. I said this morning on my live, and I love it, Wayne Dyer, bless him, gone far too early, but however, I'm sure he's happy. He had a phrase where he said, if you knew that whatever path you walk upon, you're supported, you'd never worry again. And that's what you've got to think, okay, someone's taking care of me, this is taken care of. So that was that. However, on when I left Wellington, I was going to Melbourne, St Kilda. And let me just fill you in a bit here. Several years ago, I took my kids, who would have been, gosh, how old were they? They'd have been 17 and about 14. And it was our last family holiday. And we went to St Kilda, which I love, part of Melbourne, on the beach. Beautiful, I love it. And I had planned to do the Great Ocean Drive. I had a car, and I planned the Great Ocean Drive, but they didn't want to do it. And I gave it to them. Daft now, I realise. Anyway, I gave it to them. So we didn't do it. So I told myself, I'm going to go back and do that Great Ocean Drive. Then I had a friend who said, oh, I might come with you, might be able to make it. However, she couldn't make it at the last minute, not the last minute, and a few weeks before. So I got to St Kilda. Anyway, sorry, just go back. I didn't know anybody in Melbourne. Actually, I tell a lie. I had one friend who offered me, but her staying with her was an hour outside St Kilda, and the whole point of me going to St Kilda, sorry, I've got itchy nose, was to go to St Kilda. The whole point of me going to Melbourne was to go to St Kilda. Just love St Kilda. So I was petrified. I didn't know it, I didn't, unlike Wellington, where I've got lots of friends, I didn't know anybody, and I was petrified. And it was quite interesting how things worked out, incredibly how things worked out, because I, again, always go with your gut. I was looking to stay in a hostel. I wanted to have cheap and cheerful. I wanted to meet lots of people. And the best way to do that is in a hostel rather than a hotel, whatever, or motel. So I organised hostels. Anyway, I was looking at this one place. My instinct was looking at this one place. I'm not quite sure why. For some reason, I went to another place. And I booked that place. So I get picked up at the airport now. And bear in mind, of all the trip, I was petrified about going to Melbourne. Just scared the living dust at me, scared the poop at me, whatever word you want to use. I was petrified. I was glad to be going, excited, but part of me, this is how scared I was. Part of me was thinking, I wish I was just going back to Wales, my mother's. I just wish I was going back to Wales. Although I was longing to go to Melbourne. Anyway, I got picked up at the airport. I got a shuttle. And when we could not find this place. We could not find this hostel. And when we arrived at this hostel, the driver who helped me out with my bags, and his face and my face was a picture. was awful. It was awful. And I walked in, and I was being brave. I collected my bags and I said to the guy, well, life is an adventure. Life is an adventure. And I was thinking, what the hell have I got myself into here? And I walked into this hostel, and I walked to the kitchen, and I was met, as I walked in, I was met by all these young guys in towels, and just had showers, whatever. And it was like a male dorm. It was like a male hostel. It wasn't. It was mixed, but also I saw at that time was males. So I went into the kitchen and I said, excuse me, where's the reception, please? And he pointed to a guy sitting in the lounge smoking. I know he was smoking, but he said, that's reception. So I said to the guy, oh, I'm booked here. I'm booked here to stay. And he looked at me, and of course I was the oldest swinger in town. I wasn't a swinger, but I'm an older woman. I came to live at this hostel that's all these young people. And he said to me, I'm not sure it's going to be your cup of tea. And I said to him, no, I don't either, but I'm here for one night. There was nothing about this place I liked, except I have to tell you, yes, the young men were gentlemen. They were lovely. They were so lovely. They were all very polite. I'm old enough to be their mother. And but I met some other girls and young girls, and they were going. They weren't staying. And I was thinking, oh, take me with you. Take me with you. However, I got myself settled on my top bunk, and I hate top bunks. I need to go for a whittle in the middle of the night, so a top bunk is not good for me. And that was so funny. So I settled myself into this top bunk, and it was so embarrassing because I had to go to the loo, and I didn't have a shower while I was there. I was only there for a night. Normally, after arriving from the plane journey, it's 4 hours from Wellington, I would have had a shower. The showers, could not see any privacy there. I just was not in a shower. I went to the loo, and I had to, what's the word they use? I had to, I forgot the word. Basically, I stood midair. I wasn't going to sit on the loo. And I realised as I whittled on the loo that the noise reverberated around the hostel, so everybody could hear you peeing in the loo. So my respect, my dignity went out the window. I was like, oh no. And my language was actually worse than I know. It was like, anyway, so that was that. Anyway, so I climbed up to the top bunk, and they had plastic on the mattresses so everyone could hear you climbing on. And the men were lovely. They would say, anything I can do to help? And I said, oh yes, can you pass my belongings up, please? Because there was no security there. There was nothing. I think they had lockers, but I didn't see anything locked. It was open. It was just, oh my God. The one good thing going for this place, great internet. So that I was on my laptop booking for the next place to stay. And I was only staying one night at this place. I was not staying longer. I didn't feel safe to eat in the kitchen. I didn't feel safe to have a shower. But my point here, I had manifested this because I had been so poop scared of staying there. Whereas my trip in Wellington, it was like I say, it was kind of, anticipation. Universe got my back, universe got my back. And I don't know why, but for some reason from Melbourne, I was not saying universe got my back. I was just pooping, excited, but pooping. So that was and then of course the next morning, so I need my glasses. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because it's just me. So the next morning, I didn't get undressed. I was in a dorm of men. I think there might have been a woman hiding around the back. It was a very strange dorm, a very strange hostel. I would not recommend anyone go to it. I'm not going to name and shame, but I would not recommend anyone go to it. So I was up at 7 in the morning, dressed. And I walked. Crazy enough, another lesson I learned, I took a huge case, which I was pushing around, and I put my huge case, my cabin bag. So I pushed both these cases. I thought they wouldn't be too bad across town. And honestly, who knew St. Kilda was so big? It took me an hour. I was exhausted when I arrived at this other hostel. And what I learned here, you have to get the contrast to appreciate. I arrived at this new hostel. They weren't exactly, well, yes, they were. They weren't exactly smiles on their faces, but they were okay enough. And they said, well, no, you can't check into 11 o'clock. This was like 9 o'clock. And I said, look, I've just walked across town. I'm exhausted. I haven't had breakfast. I haven't had a shower. I just need someone to lay my bags. And they said, "Oh, we haven't cleaned the room." I said, "Compared to my last hostel," I said, "it'll be paradise." And I told everybody, this hostel, this is heaven. They thought I was nuts, but honestly. And so what I found was, because I'd experienced the worst, after that contrast, everything else was a bonus. I stayed in a hostel. It was 8 women. Not ideal, but fantastic compared to being surrounded by men. I mean, I've got nothing against men, but I don't not want to stay in a hostel that's mostly men, a room. So I was sharing with 7 of the women, and we had locks to open the door. We had an ensuite bathroom, an ensuite toilet. It was paradise. It was paradise. But I manifested that first place because I'd been, and this is what happens when you focus on something, when you focus on being scared, you're manifesting more things to be scared about. So after this other hostel was paradise. I got free breakfast, there was coffee, there was tea, hot shower, privacy, and it was right. It was like 5 minutes walk to St Kilda. So what happened was, because after that contrast, everything else was a bonus, I had a blast. I had the best time. It was just absolutely wonderful. It was just fantastic. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And that's what happens. And all along, I was thinking, thank you, thank you, thank you. The people were nice. I mean, the people had been nice at the other place, but I felt safe. I had a nice hot shower. I had breakfast, I had coffee. Everything was on my doorstep. There was nothing to dislike about this place. And so I stayed saying, thank you, thank you. And I stayed in a high vibration, and it was a blast. Everything went smoothly. And guess what? On I think it was the Friday before, I was leaving on a Tuesday, and the Friday, or was it Saturday? Might have been Saturday. I did the tour of the Great Ocean Road. I did the tour. I did it. It was fantastic. So many lessons here. What you focus on, you bring about, and when you're grateful, you bring more things to be grateful about. Get out your comfort zone. I mean, a lot of people said to me, "I don't know how you did it." I don't know how I did it either, but I've done that things that my whole life. I've gone with the flow, and it doesn't mean I don't get myself into doo-doo, as in trouble, as in challenges. I do. I have my fair share. Oh, hello! I've got somebody live watching. Love to know you. I can't. It's not a Facebook Live, Helen. You can't ask who's watching. Anyway, so I scared them off again. I'm happy doing that. Must be my face. Maybe is it that bad? So my advice to you is go with the flow. When you're inspired to do something, don't worry about the hows, the wheres, the what, or the wherefores. Just do it. Go with it. It was the best. My only regret is I wish I had done. Although I loved catching up with people in Wellington, I wish I had done 3 weeks in Wellington and 3 weeks in Melbourne. I'll be back to Melbourne. I'll be back to St Kilda because I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love St Kilda. I would have stayed happily. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see I'm always posting photographs of it. It was just beautiful. And so that's it, really. I don't want to keep you too long, but I wanted to share with you that because I know I manifested that awful night in the hostel because I was so petrified. But I survived, and you will too. There's nothing you can't survive, and you just grow stronger and wiser. For me, I feel, oh my God, I did it. I did it. It was just incredible. And the fact that, I manifested all my stays in Wellington. I had house sits, I had friends to stay with, I had strangers to stay with. And as long as you keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and you appreciate people and you respect and you clear up after you and you keep your mess to a minimum, to your room, life will treat you well. Well, I was just blown away by how nice people were. So I'll be back next week with a very special guest. I cannot wait. This person is, I can't wait. I've got some amazing people lined up, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you'd like to know more about me and Law of Attraction, go and click that link below and come and work with me and this amazing community. It's Law of Attraction personified. We're here to empower you, to help you, to believe in you, and to help you achieve your goals. So click on that link below and come work with me and find out more about Law of Attraction and learn to work with Law of Attraction and become your best self and achieve your goals, your desires that you desire and deserve, because you absolutely deserve them, because you're amazing. And happy Valentine's Day. And whether or not you're attached or single, have a lovely day. Give yourself love. But love starts with yourself. And when you love yourself and you accept yourself and you honor and respect yourself, you feel so much better about everybody else. And once you put it out there, you get back. So I hope you enjoyed my story. I'm going to do many more adventures. I follow my father. My father was very much like this. And I feel quite often that he's actually with me as I'm traveling. Anyway, lovely to be here. And I'll see you again soon. And check out the replays. We've got Robert G. Smith. We've got Catherine Behan. We've got Rui. And I've forgotten my other lady who manifested those amazing houses on the coast. Talk to you very soon. I'll be back next week. And go click that link tomorrow. Down there. See you soon. Take care.